very good evening to you all listening or watching us live right now from anywhere in the world. My name is Ezra Tshisa. This is a show talking football, talking soccer. As always, every Tuesday we come here to analyze football being played, especially Premiership. Because Premiership is the favorite of most people around the world. And then we're going to check other scorelines and other different results with my co-host here, Brian, is a Scouser. Greetings, Brian. How are you?
Tshisa, how are you? How's everything going? And
I'm
greetings.
good. Thank you very much. Today we've got a lovely lady from the United Kingdom, Muskai. She's a football fan. It's good to see ladies. Yes, Kawanjani, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
I'm good. Brian, without wasting time, give us the results and please, give us the results. You just try to kaka very fast. We don't say a lot of emphasis on some of the scorelines. Eh, I think Brian, you're mute. You mute, Brian. You
Oh
mute.
yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot to turn it off.
Mm.
Match day 10 of 38, Crystal Palace 0, Newcastle 2, Brighton and Liverpool 1-1 draw, Manchester City 5, Burnley 0, Everton 0, Leeds United 1, West Bromwich Albion 1, Sheffield United 0, Southampton 2, Manchester United 3, Chelsea 0, Tottenham 0, Arsenal 1, Wolves 2. And then we've got Leicester City 1, Fulham 2, and then we've got West Ham 1, West Ham 2, Aston Villa 1.
Those are the Premiership results for the past weekend. We start with which game, Brian? You're the producer of this show today. So, which game do you analyze first? Hopefully, other people will join us.
I think it's important to start at Arsenal. What's going on at Arsenal? What is actually going on at Arsenal?
I think, to be quite honest, Mikel Arteta is failing the club. There's no excuse for defeat to teams like Wolverhampton Wanderers. If you know, Brian, if you know the states, if you know our Arsenal, the history of Arsenal Football Club, Arsenal has never lost to Wolverhampton at home. I think it's since 1972. Just like they did Aston Villa 100 years. This is three consecutive defeat at home. They've never lost to Leicester. So I know a lot of people give excuses, but this is where Arsenal starts since the Premiership was formed. Unai Emery, your favorite, Brian, was fired for losing less games than Arteta. Already you're talking 5 games lost in 10. It has never happened in the history of the Premiership for Arsenal. So definitely there's something wrong. Like I told you last week, players seem to be confused. They don't even know which formation they are playing. He changes team every week. He brings in young stars. He changes them next week. They're not playing. So there's a lot of confusion in our club. And I didn't even want to talk about it because I'm very angry. You heard now news that some people, someone was killed because of going around taunting Arsenal fans. They had to beat him up. So I don't want. Good thing is, thanks to this thing, virtual thing. Otherwise, if you were here, I was gonna strangle you, Brian. So luckily, you are far away from me.
But, but
So
what do you
it's
think
not
it
easy.
is? Is it the coaching method? Is it the formation? Where is this guy failing? If you think he is failing, do you think he needs to be fired?
Yeah, but also he has been given a chance. He got his players he wanted. So maybe he's gonna give excuses for the injuries to Party. But bear in mind that the Party was not there before. So you expect that teams like Aston Villa, teams like Leicester, Wolverhampton Wanderers, they don't have better players than Arsenal. You can't say they got better players than Arsenal. So it means the problem is with the coach,
So, okay, perfect scenario, you fire him. Who then do you bring in?
Allegri from Italy. I think he's not mature enough for Arsenal. Look at this. This is a player who played under Wenger, who played under Pep Guardiola. He should do well. I think Arteta is good at playing these cup games against the bigger sides. With small teams, he struggles. We have beaten Liverpool twice. We beat Manchester City. We beat Chelsea. So those are cup games. I'm saying to you that
But when
it's
you look
failing.
at it, but don't you look at the history of, especially the top managers, when you look at how they started against the smaller teams, that they tend to struggle. And this is purely based on the fact that smaller teams like to sit back a lot more. Okay, granted, Wolverhampton is not your sit back kind of team, but they did seem to play a lot of sort of trying to counter a little bit as much as they try to play football. But when you look at it, even Klopp, when he first arrived at Liverpool, he struggled against smaller teams.
No, it didn't do so badly like Arteta. I'll tell you one thing, Brian. If you look at Arsenal, you know that even if they were losing games, they would never been outplayed by another team. You know it very well. They've never been outplayed. If you look at the ball position for Wolverhampton, better ball position than Arsenal. At Villa better ball position than Arsenal at home, not away. It has never happened. It has never happened. I know you are rejoicing. I know you are rejoicing inside you. You obviously.
No. Actually, you know what? I've always had a soft spot for a few of the London teams, because again, I think some of them have deserved success due to the history that they've had. Although obviously my biggest soft spot would be for Midlands teams. I think the likes of Coventry, Birmingham, I have a very soft spot for those other teams. But Arsenal, the reason why I've always liked Arsenal was because they used to play very good, attractive football. And I think the English Premier League, that was the first time in a long time we saw it play consistent, good football. Passing the ball, although at times Arsenal were criticized for overplaying. I remember one game, I can't quite remember, about 8-9 years back, I was watching and they were trying to pass the ball into the net. Literally went round the keeper and they still wanted to do 1-2, 1-2, trying to pass the ball till the defenders recovered and hacked the ball away. I've always had a soft spot for Arsenal. I think at the present moment, you guys, what you need, you just need a big overhaul. I think there's a serious hangover from Arsene Wenger in that club. His control in that club.
There's no single player right now who played under Wenger, to be honest. I don't remember who played under Wenger there. Maybe El Neni. Who else played under Wenger? Bellerin, they were young. But that's not the problem. I know there's a big fan for Arteta fan here, Umado Mutam. He's crazy about Arteta. But the one thing, obviously, is going to try to find a defense for Arteta, knowing how confused he was against.
I'm going to come out. Please put me back because I've lost my sound.
All right. Okay. I wanted to hear from him. He's a big. Brian was saying something here very important, that he has got a soft spot, but he doesn't know. He's asking me, what is wrong with Arsenal from your own thing? Talking like a football analyst, not in the terms of who you support.
I think Arsenal are lacking that creative midfielder to regain that flair to be able to outplay teams. I don't know. It just seems like it's a trend that's ongoing at the moment of teams playing two defensive midfielders in the middle of the park, and a lot of teams it works, but for some I don't think it works. And obviously with having Wenger just gone, there's still a culture change within the Arsenal ranks, really. So, you know, I don't know if Arsenal had a similar thing like when Barcelona had like playing a similar style of football from junior level, such that when you progress, you know what the team's philosophy is. So it may have been the same. So changing that culture usually takes time, you know, unless if you're a manager that comes and buys a new squad, if you tell them what you want to do and they just do it because they're ready-made. But for Arsenal, usually they...
You raise a very good point there. You raise a very good point, because even as much as we criticize the citizens, Manchester City, they developed the same thing that is being done at Barcelona. I think over the shows I've referenced this, the La Masia Academy, where from as young as 5, they're playing the same brand of football. That's exactly what they've tried to do at City. And that's not what they're doing at Arsenal, I think. I think everything is totally wrong at Arsenal.
Yeah, but looking at it, before I go to the Arteta fan, which is my Uncle Fresh, like crazy about Arteta. He is not playing the Wenger way. He's not playing the Wenger way. Arsenal has flawed in the last few years. We thought it was Unai Emery. Arsenal has flawed. Do you know the secret of Wenger? Wenger was playing the Barcelona way of quick passing. Arsenal is one of the slow passing teams now. You can actually tell where the ball will go. If you look at the team with the Invisibles, they will take a ball 5 seconds. They'll be from their own goal area to the other side. Now Arsenal, they'll play 32 passes in their own half. It's no longer the same. Tell us, Arteta, I know you love him. Tell us what's going wrong at Arsenal.
See, when you say I love you, man, hey, Brian, check out my good day, Tshisa.
Yeah.
Listen, this is my view and my understanding of what's going on there with Arteta. If we want to be truly honest, that man doesn't have players. There's no players at Arsenal. He does not have depth in the squad with what he's trying to do.
Can you hold on there? First of all, I'll ask you quick questions. Does Leicester have better players than Arsenal? Yes or no? One answer.
Yes.
Leicester's got better players than Arsenal.
Yes.
Aston Villa's got better players than Arsenal.
Yeah. Yes.
And then you are saying
it's not just about players.
No,
it's not just about players.
My question then to you, Tshisa, quickly. Sorry, Malume, to cut in there. But my question to Tshisa, then Malume, is: does Arsenal have the quality of players to play the football they want to play?
They don't. They don't.
Let me tell you one thing. Before we finish your point, Leicester won the league, okay, against the top sides in there. They didn't have the better players than Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool. They won the league. It's all to do with the manager. Don't tell me that Arsenal doesn't have quality players.
He couldn't.
We are talking of
he couldn't repeat it. He could not repeat it.
It doesn't matter. How long has Arsenal gone?
No, but give me an opportunity as well to wear out my views. So, Leicester could not repeat it. Arteta right now, the world-class players that he has on that squad that we can talk about. You cannot tell me that Arteta has a squad when he's depending on a player like David Luiz. We cannot say that. David Luiz is the backbone of that defense right now alongside Gabriel. And then you tell me that Arteta has players who can go and play. Arteta doesn't have the players that he needs. So he did pick up a party. He needs more players that are there. He needs more solid players to play what he's trying to play. You can tell what he's doing. Since the arrival of Arteta, you have seen a shift in the squad. You have seen a shift in the mentality of the players. But he just does not have good quality players for what he's trying to do. That's all I'm saying. So I'm saying don't be too hard on the guy. He doesn't have the players. It will take a while. Look, what happened in Liverpool, it took a while for Klopp to develop, to come up with what he has.
He never lost 5 games in 10 games.
Losing 5 games, it doesn't. There's no benchmark that says you don't have to lose 5 games to.
No, you don't have to. There is a benchmark.
It doesn't mean that.
When you go, they go with the stats. If you tell me 5 games in 10 is a good result from Arteta, that's bad. That's terrible. And the
I never said it's a good result. Never said it's a good result.
You say there's no benchmark for losing 5 games.
But I'm just letting you know that you are talking from a frustrated fan. Me, I'm talking from analysis, looking at the fact that he doesn't have players.
Listen, players.
Last weekend you came here, you argued with me about Leeds having tied with Arteta. Did you see what they did this past weekend? Leeds is a good coach team.
Does Leeds have quality players than Arsenal?
Huh? They have the good quality players for what they want to play.
My man,
for what they want to play.
You are a joke. You are a joke. You are a joke. I'm telling you, you are a joke. When you gonna say it is to do. Listen here, Tam. It is to do with if you don't know a manager is important to a team. It is up to it.
I know that.
Arteta wants to play a different style. Okay, for instance, I'll tell you that Wilcock doesn't fit in that team. He said he wants to promote the youngsters.
Who else can he play? Okay, tell me. Okay, choose you. You choose when the first team that Arteta can put that you can say this team can win right now. Fit players. Don't talk to me about players that are injured.
No, I'm not telling you about players which are injured.
Yeah, so tell me.
El Neni was tested positive with Salah when they were in the Egyptian squad. They stayed for 14 days. He left El Neni and said that I gave him a break. I didn't want to risk him. Salah played for Liverpool, right? So what he does is he leaves players because he wants to put his.
You have not. You're just talking about one player and check.
No, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you how crucial it was because Partey was injured.
Yes.
Partey was injured. There was no way you would leave a player like El Neni. Say no. I'm resting him. Rest him for what? He said he wants. Let me tell you one thing. Do you know what Ian Wright said the other day? The pundits what they said. They said Arteta should stop being nice. Should have his first 11. Don't worry about this player. Said I'm not. I didn't play. He should not try to make all the 25 players happy. What he should do is he should have his first 11, and then concentrate on that. You can't today. You are playing Robbie Holding and Gabriel. Next week you are changing. You are putting Luis. Next week you are putting Bele. You are putting Utenk in front of Tinei. Next week you are putting Saka in the midfield. Next time you are putting Saka on the left. He doesn't know. We need a creative midfielder. One thing Arteta said, I'm satisfied with the players I have. When he was told, why not getting the... He said, I want to give the youngsters a chance. You can't risk like that in your first season. Why is he saying youngsters a chance? He believed in the youngsters. They're letting him down. Wilcock is not an Arsenal material. So is Nketiah.
Tshisa, we know that sometimes managers will say what they have to say. Was he given the money? Did he have the money to buy the players? Also, you got to remember, for him to buy the players, the other teams have to be able to sell. Arteta tried to get rid of many players. He couldn't. Remember, this offseason was a very unique one. You're not looking at the factors of COVID and everything that affected the season.
It didn't affect Arsenal only. Don't even talk about COVID. It didn't affect Arsenal. It affected all the teams. As if Arsenal is the one facing COVID. We only had a coach testing positive. The players, they've been good. What is this? Sky in the house? Sky, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. My internet just went off.
Okay. Right. You've been watching Arsenal. What's your comment about Arsenal?
Well, I missed it because I was at work.
I know. You missed the game. Okay.
Yeah, I missed the game, but I've heard people talking about the Arsenal. So
playing badly, and there are people like
with what I've heard, it wasn't a good game for them. Really, they failed it.
Terrible game. They couldn't string 4 or 5 passes. It was terrible.
Yeah.
There are people like Malume. There are people like Uncle Tamu who will cheer all the mediocrity happening at Arsenal, saying it's okay. It's okay.
There are people like me you know, I'm one guy who will understand, who look at the Wolves that was playing against Arsenal and look at them and look at the team and say, do not discredit Wolves, because Wolves is a well-coached team.
You said, hold on there. You said, hold on. You said, what? You said, what?
It's a well-coached. They've been playing together for a while. That team.
No.
Together with that coach. How long has he been at Wolves? How long has he been at Wolves?
It's been long though.
It's been long at Wolves. He bought players. All those players.
He has a system that works, that he's been doing for
Arteta in his 1 year.
Don't discredit Wolves. Give credit Wolves first before you criticize Arteta.
Arsenal were at home. That's what you should know first. Arsenal were at home. They were not away.
It doesn't matter. Being at home doesn't mean anything.
But when you're at home, you should show off when you're at home.
It means it's okay.
Because
no one can listen here. No one can come to your house there and do as they want in your own house. You know all the corners in your house.
Yeah. That's your ground.
Brian, your camera. I don't know what to do with your camera.
When we fight, and your children are cheering and your family is cheering at me, chances are you're going to win. But when your children are not there and it's just me and you, I can beat you because I have a better skill.
No,
So
no,
there's
no.
no fans. Relax.
No.
Home advantage doesn't work when there's no fans.
The problem with you, you make as if the problems are only affecting Arsenal. All the teams
I
don't
did
have
not say
problems.
that. I
Yeah.
did not say that. I did not say that. I said give credit to Wolves. Why are you not giving Wolves credit that they were
Listen,
they played
you-
good?
you-
It's a
you
good side,
realize-
well coached. They have the players to play the formation what the
All right,
coach wants.
all right,
Arteta is
all
the
right,
formation that he wants
all
to play.
right.
It doesn't have the
Okay.
players.
So give credit to Leicester City, give credit to Aston Villa, give
Yes.
credit to Leeds.
Yes.
The only team who won't give credit is Manchester, which we beat. Out of 6 games, we won 1 game against Manchester United. So
Leeds
out of
was a
6
tie.
games,
Leeds was a tie.
You
We
see,
didn't
we
lose.
get fried all the time.
I'm saying
Manchester
out of
United.
6
We
games,
get
we
fried.
won 1 game. Fact, we won 1 game against Manchester United. All 6 games we win.
Should Arteta be fired?
Not really to be fired. What Arteta needs to do is to listen to what the Arsenal legends are saying. They are saying he should not, Brian, he should stop trying to make all the 25 players happy.
That's why they
Yeah,
don't
the
have the
manager.
job. That's
He's
why
the
they
manager.
don't have
He
that job.
will do whatever.
Yes.
He will
What I'm
operate the
saying-
way he needs to operate.
Yes.
Because
but-
when he gets fired, it's him that's going to be fired. It's not the legends that will get fired.
No, but do you know what
Yeah.
they are saying? What they are saying is to help himself, is it? They will see a player will be exposed that this is a failure. For instance, if you say, okay, I've got my first 11, you will know who is failing and then you replace that one. But unlike you change a team, next week you change. Saka said he's confused where he's supposed to play, right? Sometimes it matters a left back, sometimes a left winger, sometimes in the midfield center. He doesn't know exactly where he should play. If you look at Aubameyang's body language, tells you he's frustrated.
He's frustrated because he doesn't get service. Any striker will be frustrated if they didn't
Okay,
get service.
let me ask Tshisa this: if you gave that very team that Arteta has to Klopp, do you think you'd have won all those games
Of course, there was no way Klopp would lose those games.
with those players that Arteta has?
Yes.
So that means you should just say yes to Mta's question that Arteta needs to be fired.
Yeah. No,
There's
Arteta needs
no
to
need
stop being
for Arteta
stubborn.
there, because if Arteta can't coach the team, what's his point? Why should he be there?
Absolutely, Brian.
The problem is the coaching. That there's a problem
Yeah.
with the coaching aspect, and
Exactly.
he's failing to coach.
Yeah.
So why should he be there?
It should
Thank you, Brian.
because it's fine.
Thank you, Brian.
He's failing. He's failing.
Yeah.
But at the moment, people are saying he should be given a chance.
And you are saying that too.
Yeah, I want him to be given a chance, but he should stop.
For how
Is it-
long? For how
Is
long?
it we're analyzing the game? We're analyzing how he's playing. Because let me tell you one thing. If he goes, you look at the game. Okay, you saw the players last
But
weekend. Yeah?
May I want you to agree?
Hold on. I told you about this. He said he's resting El Neni because he's recovered from whatever positive. Salah went on to play for Liverpool. What's his name? Klopp. It was easy for Klopp to rest Salah because he's got the players. You are telling me that Arteta doesn't have players. When you don't have players, you rest, and then you want to rely on Jara and Welco and what's it called, Sebales as your midfielders. You're having a laugh. I'm telling you that. This is what happened. We are having a laugh. Jara, the slowest player in the Premiership. He passed the ball backwards. Have you ever seen Jara creating a goal or creating, maybe trying to pass somebody running? Jara takes the ball with his left, passes backwards. He doesn't do it.
So Tshisa, if this is an analysis, if we're analyzing, allow me to analyze and give you my facts. Don't argue with my analysis and say mine is wrong.
No,
Because I'm analyzing.
I never said it's wrong. We are debating. Nobody said any
Okay.
opinion here is not wrong.
Okay, so for
Yeah,
me,
I think
for me,
we'll come back to that. I think other
Okay.
friends will think that is an Arsenal channel.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, so I
That's
think
true.
I think moving on from
That's
Arsenal
true. That's true.
is the best point, and I think we need to accept Uti at the moment. Arsenal will be very, very.
Brian, so you have muted.
Oh.
Okay, he was talking, Brian there. But guys, do you think Tottenham team to beat this season, seeing that they went on to Chelsea and then managed a draw. And the Mourinho said he wasn't happy. He wanted to win that game. So do you think Mourinho again? In a team, it takes 3 years. He wins something, then he leaves. Do you think this is a year again for Mourinho to win the title for the first time ever for Spurs?
For me, I say he's got a chance. He stands a chance because of the style of play, the way he plays. Mourinho wants to get a goal first. If he gets the goal first, then for you to come back from that goal, any team to come back from that goal, it becomes difficult because he'll be very defensive. He sits back and then he's got. But again, we go back to the players, the quality of players that he has. When you have a player like Sonny in there, when you try and close that Sonny, they have this guy, Harry Kane. When you try and close Harry Kane, they have good experience. If you close down those two, you'll go and bring the other guy on the bench. What's his name? I forget his name. So he's got weapons to play around with, and those boys have been playing together for a while. So, and they are now playing to his style of play. So I say yes, he's got a chance to win the league this year as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll agree. Tottenham are a team to beat. They've always been in the mix to a certain extent, and then they falter towards the end, like Arsenal. So maybe this time with Mourinho, maybe they'll have that longevity to continue. Plus, he's boosted up his squad. I think he's probably got more players to call on. Whenever he needs. Because if you were to compare Tottenham and Arsenal, if you look at Arsenal's bench, if they were with the injuries that they've got, if you looked at the bench to change something, there's nothing. So I'm more inclined to accept the notion Arsenal don't have depth. They even sold what's their goalkeeper called, and when you don't have when Leno doesn't do well, you've got no backup.
I don't think that's the issue. Car, but Tottenham, what do you think?
Yeah, I think as well they've got a chance there with what Malume and Buti Tebe there said. I think there's a chance on that one. There's a really big one.
Are you a big fan of Mourinho, despite leaving Manchester United, your team?
Well, things happen. So you can't stop that. So yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So Tottenham Hotspurs, Chelsea, they've got a quality side. I think they bought a lot of players. Sometimes Malume supports them. At times we hear him cheering Chelsea. We know that. And he's got some quality players.
In trouble, Malume.
I know. I'm happy he's coming around. He's agreeing with me because I told him this. I told him that Frank Lampard has been there for one season and he's got players to build and he's been working on a system. And you can see it is manifesting itself now in the players that he's bought. But I'm happy that he's coming along. Thank you, Tshisa.
No. I'm saying I'm just wondering why they didn't beat Spurs with all the money they splashed.
They were striking with the championship striker, Tammy Abraham.
Yes.
Is he a championship striker? Is a quality striker.
No.
I think you need to give more credit to Tammy Abraham. Come on.
And the boy from Germany as well, who's doing well.
Yeah.
So Chelsea is as a team that is full of. It's got experience and young players that are being put together.
Yeah.
So they are playing well. So again, we need to understand that Lampard played under Mourinho, so he knew exactly how Mourinho's game is going to be. So tactically, Lampard was playing to Mourinho's tactics. So it was going to always be even. I felt that a tie was a fair result for that game.
But we say that, and when you look at the game, especially in the second half, the first about half an hour of the second half, Chelsea had the fair chances. They were very wasteful more than anything else. Chelsea were very wasteful. They could have won that quite easily. So I don't know. I'm not buying and subscribing into the notion that Frank Lampard was playing into Jose's hands that much, because he could have easily won that had he not had players that were being very wasteful. They did everything almost perfect. They just didn't score. And maybe that's a mark of a good team on Spurs' side, that even a good team can't be scored on, even if they're having a bad day.
There you go, because they beat City. They were coming off a 3-0 win against City.
Okay. Is it a payback time for Liverpool, who a lot of people believe that they were helped by VAR to win the league? Now, if you look at game against Everton, they lost 2 points. Now, this game against Brighton as well, they are crying foul that they were robbed. Is this a payback time? Come on,
come on, let's get off it. Come on, let's get off it. We're better than this. Come on. Come on, let's get off it. You look at the stats for VAR last year. Liverpool were nowhere near being the team that gained the most points from VAR. More than anything else, I think they did a table and Liverpool had lost -2 points because of VAR. Come on, let's get off it. Come on. Whoever says Liverpool as in lever VAR pool is an uneducated person when it comes to football. They need to stop watching football casually.
I know when it comes to Liverpool, it becomes so emotional. Last time, remember when we met, you even threatened to step me. I had to run away. But what I'm saying about you, in Liverpool, they are saying that I don't know, because the commentators are saying maybe what happened needs to happen at Liverpool. I can give you the number of games where Liverpool benefited from VAR last season, but now, looking at the game against Brighton,
come on.
do you believe those goals, the penalty and the given to Brighton to Welbeck, was it a penalty or not?
No.
We're working on small margins at the moment. He did touch the player. He missed the ball completely, and Welbeck had touched the ball first. So it is a foul.
So
it's a soft penalty, but we've seen soft penalties being given.
So foul in the 18 area is a foul. Tam, the Welbeck penalty, do you believe that was a penalty? Hey, Malum, can you hear us? That's his Malum. You can't hear us. Okay, Kat, do you believe that was a penalty, Welbeck?
Me, I think it's a foul, that one, really.
Because he kicked the boot of that. So
Yeah.
Okay, let's take that ball, Brian. I know Brian doesn't agree with this penalty. Let's say it was not in the 18 area. Was it not going to be a foul in? Brian?
You know what? I totally agree with the penalty. I think the problem. I think the problem was that the goal. There's a goal that was given by that wasn't given due to a very, very small margin. I think it was Salah's toenail that was offside, and as a result, they didn't give that goal. And I think the hard feelings come from there. And then you go back to the Everton game as well. Hard feelings that Mane's badge was offside, shoulder badge was offside. So I think it's those small margins
I thought on Mane it was a
carry
bad
on.
I thought Mane it was a bum. It's bonus against offside.
Whatever it was, I don't even know anymore. But we're talking about a millimeter now, and I think for me, to a certain degree, I was happy yesterday when Aston Villa were playing West Ham, and Aston Villa were denied a goal in the last few minutes, and it was very consistent with what has been happening to Liverpool. Everyone might be upset, but I looked at it and I thought, you know what? At least there's some level of consistency.
Yeah, let's read some of the comments. Onasi Skamoyo Uti devised a bet for entertainment, which was a beat Man City and say he's the best coach, then he moved on to another team. Chelsea they're supposed to win the game easily. Right. Tam, do you think Liverpool is hard done in the Premiership? Or if you're looking at some of the games they played, losing, I think they lost 4 points because of VAR. Are they hard done?
Well, listen, if VAR, we have to accept that it's now part of today's game. So we cannot blame VAR to say they have lost the games because of that. They have to now. The game of soccer demands that you score clear and clean goals that do not require us to be deliberating on them. Was it a goal? Was it not a goal? But I think Liverpool is still the best team in the league at the moment, and they have a very high chance of winning it again this year. So just like any other team, they'll go through some challenging times, some dips in the season. So this could be one of those where something is, not going in their favor, but they have depth in that side. It's a well-oiled side. So for me, Liverpool, it's just it's just a sneeze, nje. They're still going.
Okay, in terms of the VAR, to be honest, looking and watching football in Spain and Germany, there's no controversy with the VAR. The VAR itself is a good idea, but in England, sadly, the referees who are doing, they are failing to interpret inconsistencies. The problem is inconsistencies. One they give, one they don't. So if they were doing like the German and Spanish, nobody would be talking anything. But in here, you find that such a tackle is a red card. In another game, the VAR says it's not. So inconsistencies. The people who are manning the VAR are the referees in England. It's not the machine itself running it. It's the referee who is running that. So I think they're failing.
I think they need to go back to how they sold VAR to us. And the way they sold VAR to us was that it will be a tool that the referees can lean on if they don't find something conclusive. But at the moment, VAR is being the referee. And VAR should not be the referee. The referee should not be superseded by anything or anyone.
Does it kill the entertainment that a ball moves 45 seconds, 1 minute, then the referee says it is VAR? Does it kill that spirit? Can you imagine if they were fans with this type of refereeing? The frustration
100%.
For
100%. I mean,
for me, it doesn't really kill, because with anything, with technology, people will get used to it. I'll look back to the goal that was called against Manchester United. Had we not had that technology, the watch, that goal would have not gone in.
Yeah.
That goal would have not gone in.
Which one?
I think the goal line technology is accepted and loved.
No, I'm bringing factors that technology, and the goal line technology is part of it. VAR is also technology, and I do accept that there is an element of saying it slows down.
No,
but
goal line technology has been going for years and it worked perfectly. What I'm saying is, you let the referees slow. The people telling the referee take their time. The ball moves, and that team is now doing a counter attack. There was a game I can't remember whether it was Villa or guess what. They just scored a goal the other side. Then went on when they were just going the other way. That team was stopped to say no, it was a foul the other side. Already they were on the attack. I'm saying
the problem is goal line technology is great for one thing. It's instantaneous. It works as soon as if it's not over the line, that thing doesn't beep or vibrate.
They said point something.
So So as soon as it goes over the line, it vibrates. Done. Everyone moves on. The problem we have
I'm saying with the VAR, we will get there. England is probably taking slower than it's supposed to get to do what it's supposed to do.
No. England is poor officials that are in this country. That's the problem we have in this country. Is that we have poor referees.
Poor officials.
Yeah, referees are not good.
The referees, do you know, there's a reason why they are not picked for these World Cup games. There's a reason. The FIFA has seen it. Guys, we saw Manchester United. Is the fake spirit coming back, creeping into United? United of Ferguson, you will lead 3-4-0. But guess what? Second half, they'll come in and they really beat you thoroughly. Do you think that spirit is coming back with the... also...
Manchester United
I'm just, I want to hear Oscar what you know, you love Ferguson. Oscar used to scream, Manchester United. Everyone will say, don't worry, we are coming back. Find the team is beating 3-0 half time. Coming in, Manchester will come back and beat them 4-3. We saw it against Southampton. Southampton has been solid, has beaten bigger teams, and they are tough to beat. All of a sudden, people here, some of us were already taunting, and I had to delete my quick. I had already posted something. I quickly went on to delete without anyone reading, because I thought it was going to be massacre. And then all of a sudden, they came back and won 3-2. You see, all the Manchester United coming back.
Well, it can happen. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. With Ferguson, we were a really good team, Manchester United. There's a lot that is bringing the team down, which they need to look into and work as hard as they used to do before. So you never know. It might come back. It might do.
Mm.
We just need.
Are you happy with your play?
Not entirely. I'm happy that we came back from 2-0 down and ended up winning that game. I think when we looked at the chances that were created in the first half, they were actually mistakes from Southampton. So we hadn't really created something. But in the second half, we stepped up our game. And this problem of conceding first, I think it's been something like 8 games where we've conceded first and then had to come back or even lost some games. So I think there's still a problem to solve with regards to our solidity at the back and how we step up instead of just waking up and then because we've been scored, we need to be on the front foot rather than on the back foot.
Because they relax too much when they score, ain't it? It's just like we've done that. So
I heard some commentators, Brian, saying, what to call it, Rashford. He has to miss 4 chances before scoring 1. He is not like a complete that. When he's face to face with the keeper, he struggles.
I think what we saw with Manchester United, I can't believe, was it yesterday? I can't even remember anymore. No, it was on Sunday. I think what we saw with Manchester United on Sunday was the difference in quality that Cavani brought on. You started seeing what a quality striker is, and that's Cavani, because all he did was movement. And that's what essentially beat the Southampton back four. Movement from Cavani. Whereas all the other guys that were in the team, the likes of Greenwood, Rashford, Martial, they don't have a lot of movement to them. What they do have, however, is a lot of pace.
That's well said, Brian. That's true.
Cavani, all he had to do was just sit there and move around. Finally, especially when you look at that last goal, I'm not even the biggest Manchester United fan on earth, but when you look at that goal, the third one, that was sheer brilliance based on movement, nothing else. He moved at the right time and the defenders were still static. And that is the difference between a quality striker and an okay striker. Rashford at the moment is playing like an okay striker. And I think this is where Manchester United struggles come, in the fact that they want to sort of try and sit back, soak on a bit of pressure. Then they want to rely on Bruno Fernandes to have one killer pass to Greenwood or Rashford. Then they waste chances. The only way forward for Manchester United going forward, I think, getting Cavani involved a whole lot more. Get that boy that was playing left back involved a lot more. He's got a quality cross on him. One quality cross. And that will make them dangerous. But if you go back to your Rashfords, Greenwoods, Luke Shaws, you play stale football and nothing is ever going to happen.
Yeah.
Quick point on that one.
Yeah.
A quick point on that one. I think if you look at the Ferguson days, we've always had a gunman who stays in the box. But these Rashfords and the Marshalls, they are not players. They are not strikers that will sit in the box and wait for that ball or do that movement in the box. They tend to go outwards, which to me suggests I think they are more wingers than strikers. So with Cavani is a gunman. He will always want to be in the box. And again, if you look at when we had Lukaku would have been that striker that stays in the box, but he wasn't, and he was tending to go wide as well. So I think that's where we lost that focal point. Now that we have somebody who is the focal point, then that's where our chances get used now. And as you say, the left back, Guteles, was good at crossing the ball. So far, I think the last person that I remember that was crossing the ball quite well for me was Rafael, and we got rid of him when we had that what's his name, Rafael and Valencia. They were good crossers of the ball. Without them, our balls were just getting to waste.
But I think there's a clear coaching point at Manchester United right now. They're telling those boys to go outside a bit
Mm.
wider. And then, especially when there's a ball coming in, they're telling those boys to go a bit wider. And then you have the influence of the Bruno Fernandes, the Pogba's, then coming in to try and receive those balls. And I think that's the coaching that's taking place at the moment. Because every time, every other striker seems to be going out a bit.
Better.
And
Mm.
then you wait on the Bruno Fernandes to have a run in, the Pogba's to have a run in, or the Matas to have a run in.
Which is what is missing at Arsenal, someone to run in there when the Apuma they go on the left, run
You
away
and
from
Arsenal,
every area.
I think let's talk about Burnley, not Arsenal. Burnley is a better team than Arsenal.
Okay, talking about the Manchester United, do you think they're in with a shout for the title?
Nah, let's give it a rest. No, not at all.
No,
Not at the moment.
They still need time. They still need
not
time.
with the
Yeah.
as
amount
well
of
to-
games that we've lost so far.
Yeah.
We're too far off the pace at the moment.
They still need
And
more
like I
work
said,
on
with the amount of goals that we tend to concede, you know, some of these teams are going to
So you
learn how to shut up
counted for
shop
top four
before we equalize.
You counted for top four?
Ezra. Akusiyekele thina be-Man U. We have to work hard. We still have got a lot of work to do really to get to where we were with Ferguson. So we're not denying that at all. So yeah.
All right.
Can I say this, Tshisa, about today's game? The big clubs, this is again my opinion, the big clubs now in today's game shouldn't even been wasting time to try and play with youngsters. You have to go and spend the money if you want to compete at the top level and win. You have to go and spend the money and not just buy players after big clubs have bought, which is what we usually do at Arsenal. Other players will buy, or Real Madrid will buy, everybody will buy, then you go and buy later. I'm players sephelile. Selithenga imvuthu. No. You have to compete and you have to let other clubs grow these players. For you have to spend money because they're top club. Real Madrid, the top club, they go and buy and they come and win. That's what we need to do in today's game. So ungadlala ngama-game ama-team anjengabo Arsenal bedlale ngama-player njalo, they will never go anywhere.
No, but Malume, this is where the point you point out, I think I'd like to dispute. You look at even the top teams, Real Madrid, the Bayern Munich's, even the Barcelona's. I mean, Barcelona is probably unique, so we'll never put it into the equation. They're just a unique club. But you look at the likes of Bayern Munich and you look at the likes of Real Madrid, the guys that have spending power in Europe. Even when they play during the week against a local team, let's say Real Betis or whatever, they will play one or two youngsters that are from their academies to relieve pressure from everything. Especially when they have big flops, such as the likes of Eden Hazard, who went there and it was a flop and a half. They have to rely on 2-3 players from the academy that will come in and slot in.
Yes, Brian, I hear you. You can have one or two players from the academy. You can't have a lot of them. I'm saying when you now go and buy as a club like Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, Tottenham, Chelsea, Manchester City, you have to buy quality players. Right. You cannot go and buy players are left over. That's what I'm refusing. Right. You cannot go and bring David Luiz. You cannot go and bring this guy who was Willian. You cannot do that. Go and get proper quality players if you want to compete at the top level.
So tying football isn't about spending, it's about the good manager. Madrid is losing 2-0 already. Really, Madrid is struggling. I don't know, Tam, I think Real Madrid are doing well.
But look, no, sorry,
Manchester paying referees Manchester against penalty. Manchester relies on penalties. Offside is offside, no matter when Zan VAR is there for that. Yeah.
But you see, just to finish off your point,
Liverpool, if they win the next 5 games, he knows that they've taken the title again.
I want to just come back to your point, Malume. David Luiz and the Williams were bought in. I'm not even an Arsenal fan, but I see the logic and the sense in buying David Luiz and William. They have Premier League experience. Something that a lot of these players that you can bring in from France, Jamaica, Japan will come in and they will fail for a good full season.
Yeah, what is Pepe doing? 72 million player. What is Pepe doing?
No.
So you're right, Brian, on that.
Pepe was expensive, but not a quality player that I'm talking about.
But that's cool, man. Okay. Look at even Martial when he went to Manchester United at 50 million. Everyone was like, who's this boy? He goes to Manchester United at 50 million. The first year Martial was at Manchester United, what did we see from him? He was tripping over balls more than anything else. So there's the logic in buying players that are within the Premier League. The problem with Arsenal is that they just don't have a coach. If they had a coach, then that's something else. It's like even when Liverpool went over to buy Robertson.
Oh, so you're now with Tshisa. Are you now with Tshisa, Brian? You're saying Arsenal has the players, they just don't have a coach?
Yeah, it's always
no. I've always maintained that Arteta, even when Arteta was hired, I was very neutral about it. I was very in between because there's nothing for me that I'd seen from Arteta that will say, wow, what a guy. There's some people who are number twos at clubs. You look at it and you say, like the number two we had at Liverpool before he had a fallout with Klopp. You look at that guy and you say, wow, this guy could actually be a manager on his own. Because you could tell that he moves things around.
Yeah. Tshisa, can I ask for a favor for you to go back to Wolves, guys? Not because of us now, but let's look at how Wolves play, the team as whole. What do you think?
No, Wolves hasn't been winning games at time.
They've actually not been very good. Wolves. They haven't had the best of starts.
They've been losing games. Wolves, if you look at the log, where are they? They haven't been winning.
I'm saying the way they play as a team. They might not win, but the way they play as a team.
No, Aston Villa actually performed better than Wolves. That's what they should know. Wolves is just that on that day against Arsenal, they played well because they actually studied how they play. They knew that you neutralize them in their own half, stop them there. That's it. There's no central midfield that was going to open up their defense. They were just standing there and organizing themselves to. Arsenal tried, but they couldn't penetrate. You find that Aubameyang will be there alone, isolated, and with 2 or 3 defenders. So that was the problem. So it's not that the Wolves have been playing good football. No, not at all. They were just made to play good football because Arsenal was weak on the day. Coming to Leicester, Brendan Rodgers, guys, he started well. What is happening?
Brendan is a quality coach.
I think it's a squad issue that they're playing in Europe. And they haven't got the biggest of squads. And this trend seems to affect a lot of these smaller teams. I will say smaller teams with apostrophes. It's in inverted commas, sorry. When they go into Europe and they play in Europe, especially Europa League, a lot of those teams, if they haven't got a big squad, they tend to come back and struggle in the league. Which is probably what is happening at Arsenal as well.
Yeah, but Arsenal plays
I'm joking. So
don't do this. Yeah.
I think. I think Brendan Rodgers is a good coach. I think again injuries have not helped that team at all. They're very packed in the midfield, but then when you look at the outside positions and the forward positions, they don't have a great deal of quality. And I think that's where they're suffering. The fact that as much as they have a very good squad with a very good coach, when you really go to the second string, there's nothing.
Oh, sorry, Brian. Can I ask you a question there? What is the difference between the Brendan Rodgers at Liverpool and the Brendan Rodgers at Chelsea?
At Leicester.
At Leicester, sorry.
Depth, squad depth. That's what it is. Squad depth. Because when you look at his strikers after Vardy, who comes in, Iheanacho. Come on, that's a big drop off.
So you're saying at Liverpool he had a better squad?
What I'm saying is that at Liverpool he had depth to his squad, because having Daniel Sturridge, Raheem Sterling, Luis Suarez already.
But he was losing.
Yeah, I mean, he did very well considering where we were to take us to second place at one point. Because there was a point where literally you had Daniel Sturridge, Fabio Borini. Come on. Fabio Borini, are we being serious? And then we managed to play decent looking football.
And Origi, who is still there at Liverpool.
Yeah, and we managed to play decent football with him.
which is still the same coach who was at Liverpool. He didn't have resources, so he's still the same coach. He's doing it.
Yeah,
Because
again,
for
he was coming
me,
into a
Brendan
Liverpool.
Rodgers wasn't he sacked at Liverpool?
Yeah, but that doesn't make him a bad coach. He came into a team that was going through
He
a
didn't have
transition.
players. To me, he didn't have players who Brendan Rodgers at Liverpool. He was not supported. He didn't have the players. That's my point I'm heading to.
But that year,
Mvumelana nawe to a degree.
yeah, that year was Soros, he had players really. He had good players on that side. Where he missed the league because of poor, when they lost 6 points against Chelsea, Liverpool were on the brink of winning the title, and Brendan Rodgers messed up trying to beat Chelsea when he was supposed just to draw with Chelsea.
I think Brendan Rodgers into that we can put against him. I think personally, sometimes he's a very naive manager. Tactically. You see this a lot in Europe. We struggled in Europe. Celtic struggled in Europe. Leicester will struggle in Europe. Because I think tactically Brendan Rodgers sometimes can be very naive.
Okay. All right. Quick one round of the Champions League. They've already qualified these teams. I think Manchester are already through, is it? To the next round.
We need a draw from the 2 points at least.
From the 2 games.
Yeah.
2 games.
And those 2 games is PSG and RPG Leipzig.
Okay. And then Liverpool.
Liverpool, if we beat Ajax today and Atlanta draws or loses, we are through. If we draw, I think that's more than sufficient, and we go and draw with the other team. I don't even know their name anymore. Then we should be quite all right, I think. Yeah.
Malume, on Arsenal, are you ready through to the next round of the Europa? That's Europa Cup as well. Oseko Tam. That's it.
Okay, I am Tshisa Arsenal.
Right, guys. Thank you very much for your time. Ska, Miss Manchester United, you love your team, you love your Manchester United, and good luck. You are back. We'll see you next.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, I'm still here.
We'll see you next week. Thank you so much.
Are you not talking about
Yes,
Europa League?
hopefully. Thank you.
Yeah, we're spoken. Arsenal is already through to the next round. It can't be we collected 12 points on that. So we're already there. Yeah. So,
you've got hope somewhere.
Tabani Povo says, give Klopp that Arsenal team, he will still win the league with that Arsenal team. Arsenal have better players than most teams who are above them. Truly Arteta has no experience. Arsenal players have no desire, and they're not playing for the manager and the bench because of the Ozil Gundozo situation. Arteta did not handle well the situation of those 2 players. Tabani Povo, 100% I agree with you.
Fair point.
Pops has got him again. What did Kuruman when a Brian when Arsenal is not a small team. Rodgers on top of that, they have injuries for to Leicester. Pops and Brian. Popson is a chief Bob scholar, is angry with Brian for criticizing. What do you man when?
So yeah, our Arsenal and we can't keep on calling them a big team.
That's the better player than most.
Yeah, I say Arsenal.
At the moment, at the moment, in the last 4 or 5 years, which team has won more trophies between Manchester United and Arsenal?
Yazi angona siqede ni shows ngakhuma ama FA Cup bakithi asiqede ni show.
That's a trophy. Anyway, thank you so much.
Yes, when I'm doing Liverpool.
We've won bigger trophies than you. So
no, you haven't won the Champions League in the 5 years, so you haven't won anything. So thank you so much, guys.
All right. In Europe.
Bye-bye, guys. Thank you. Bye.